Hip-hop is music's youngest genre, and from its origins in the late 80s all the way up until now, we have seen hip-hop evolve in various ways. The evolution of hip-hop and rap from the views of millennials is a documentary that will give you an inside look at some young students as they discuss the impact that many hip-hop artists have had on their lives.
80s, early 90s, I have to say who influenced me was Run DMC, like from their swag to with the Adidas jackets with the stripes. Like I have a pink Adidas jacket. Like it's that serious. Like I don't wear Adidas shoes, but I got the jacket. I'm a jacket head, and that's why I love bucket hats. I should have bought a bucket hat, because I just thought they was so fly with the big Coke bottle glasses and all that stuff. And then when they came out with my Adidas, walk this something, I forgot the words. But I just thought they was so dope. And I found Run DMC when I was 6 or something like that. So I'm like, oh, they fly. And everybody's like, we don't dress like that anymore. But I'm like, I still want an Adidas jacket. So yeah, that was that, Run DMC. You cannot have hip hop without Run DMC. Sunday, make a dance and prance and do the fancy things. Make it fun for son. Number one for fun. And get done by now. Why? Run half the field. Whose house? Say what? Run house. Bars for days.
It's tricky to rock around, that's right, on top it's tricky. Tricky.
Because I don't know why it's like that, and that's the way it is. In the late 80s, early 90s, it was all about LL Cool J. He was coming into being one of the great rappers at that time. I think he's still an influential artist overall because he branched out to do R&B. But, he started in hip-hop. He grounded himself in hip-hop, with Mama Said Knock You Out. And then he slowly transitioned to the R&B, Hey Lover. And, he worked with other artists, too, to keep himself, versatile. So he ended up working with J-Lo, for example, and he worked with a lot of other people too that helped him become more of a well-rounded artist, I think. But his most prized work is in hip-hop. So the one song that for sure I know that everybody else knows, because I'm a LL Cool J fan, is Hey Lover and I Need Love. When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me that I need a girl who's as sweet as a dove, but in the back of my mind, I know I need love. That right there was with the hip-hop flow. It was a slow, that's when R&B was coming to what it is now today, too. But that's the basis is hip-hop, because he's rapping, and he's feeling it from his soul. So that's why I think LL Cool J is a great artist of the late 80s and early 90s.
Late 80s, early 90s, a really influential group was known as NWA. I really like their music because I feel like it is very powerful, and I like the message it sends, so to speak. Basically, one of my favorite people from NWA is Ice Cube, just because I feel like the message he sends and the lyrics that he writes are very popular, and they're also very powerful. I would say my favorite song from NWA would have to be Straight Outta Compton. I know that's probably what you expect, but I don't know, I feel like it's very moving, it's very, hip-hop-ish, and I like it because, if you're having a bad day, you can just listen to that song and all of a sudden get right back on your feet. In the early 90s, we had Tupac. And Tupac is actually one of my favorite artists. He was one of the first ones that got introduced to me. My sister and I growing up, she loved rap music. So I would have to say Tupac because he, like I said, like NWA, I feel like he's very powerful in what he writes. And actually one of my favorite songs was California Love. And I don't know, I really love that song. Absolutely. California love.
And the deeper the roots, honor to my sisters on welfare, cause Tupac cares if don't nobody else care.
Brenda's got a baby. Sir introduced me into DMX. Now, since I'm a girl, that may seem odd because it's like, and then the age that I was being, I think I was like, I don't know, but I was like real little, and like I was just always with my brother. That's all he listened to was DMX, and I'm just like, you can't get around it. So basically, I was just fell in love with DMX because I loved his raw edge. I think I got in trouble for listening to him because I wasn't supposed to because I was so young, but don't tell nobody. Yeah, like I thought he was real dope with the and all the growling and barking and all that stuff. Well, my dog's there. But yeah, like he was really dope. My favorite song by DMX is "Here We Go Again." Like he tell a whole story about how he had to like shoot his homie. That's violent, I know, but it had to happen. So DMX.
The like late 90s, or just relevant in the 90s to the 2000s, I was really digging Nas. Like I've been a fan of Nas too since like his newer stuff probably around the year 2008, but his stuff from the 90s was good. You know, when he worked with Lauryn Hill for the song, I don't know, I just hear the lyrics. Like every time I think of it, I hear the lyrics like, if I rule the world, you know, and then it's just her voice. Like with that song, I feel like that's the song that people know the most because he's rapping about real stuff, and this is what makes him a great artist of this era because he is talking about stuff, the struggles that the African American community has to deal with, the stuff that you know Latinos have to deal with, and he makes it relevant to everybody. That's why everybody digs his music because it's not just, you know, for one culture, it's for all cultures, and it's for everybody to understand, you know, at this time. And even if we listen to it today, how much it impacts everybody to this day, you know, how much of these issues that he's talking about within the song, because it's like he's trying to bring awareness to whatever issues that we're struggling as like a community. And I feel like Nas, you know, really ideally a lot of other rappers look up to him. So like for example, like J. Cole has a song that says, you know, can't let Nas down, because Nas is really a well-aware artist that he's talking about all these issues in his music. And not only that, he has a lot of other good songs as well. You know, he worked with other artists too, such as, like, my favorite would be his work with Amy Winehouse. And I feel like he really has the soulful kind of rap voice too as well, that keeps him well grounded. The 2000s to now, I still listen to Jay-Z. His music, you know, such as Big Pimpin', I Just Wanna Love You, you know, is so different. You know, everything from the Blueprint is just so different from his work on like Holy Grail, or his work on, you know, Empire State of Mind with Alicia Keys. It's just, it's really different because his raps were more, I would say they're super explicit, you know, compared to what he has come out with now. Is, I guess he's not swearing as much, but that was just my perspective. You know, I grew up listening to Big Pimpin', like, with my cousins, and, like, I Just Wanna Love You, like, with my cousins, I would hear this, because I have all boy cousins, so, you know, and it's just so different compared to, like, his work with Kanye, or his work with his wife, Beyonce. It's just, like, I feel like he toned down a lot of his personality as a rapper, and sometimes that's good, because it helped him make more deals, and he did work with, you know, Justin Timberlake, but it's more, like, censored, and I feel like, you know, that's not showing who he is as an artist, his personality as a rapper, his personality as a hip-hop mogul, because he is a big name in hip-hop and rap, and where he started out is so different from where he is now, but he definitely is making a lot of money off of it, and it's changed the rap game for real, because it's just, you know, everybody looks up to how they can be a Jay-Z, because Jay-Z made it from the bottom as well, all to where he is as a millionaire right now. So my favorite song by him would be Big Pimpin', and well, both Big Pimpin' and I Just Wanna Love You. I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know anywhere I've been or where I'm about to go. And then Big Pimpin', spending G's, we do it. Big Pimpin' on that BLAD, we do it. big pimp and spin the G's. Like, that is so catchy. Like, all of his music is just so catchy. To this day, too, but it's not as, I don't know, like, it's just a funner, his music back then was more fun. Like, I love girls, 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 I do adore. Like, his music was more fun back then than it is now. Now it's just, like, hyped up and kind of commercialized, I would say. But it's still a very relevant part of this era, 2000s till now. People still listen to it.
You feeling like a pimp? Go and brush your shoulders off. Ladies, it's a pimp too. Go and brush your shoulders off. Get that dirt off your shoulder. You gotta get that dirt off your shoulder.
H to the is O, B to the is A. Fishes on my knees and use the also. H to the is O, B to the is A. That's the anthem. Get your hands up. Was really into Eminem. I still listen to Eminem to this day because, like, I love his style. What he talks about, like, he's real. Like, he don't mind you being in his business, and that's what I like about him. He kind of crazy like me. I like that about him. When Instagram first came out, my name on Instagram was actually Z-Real Slim Shady, and then I shortened it to Young Slim, and everyone calls me Slim. That's where I get that name from. So thanks, Eminem. And my favorite album by him is Recovery. That's kind of like a new album, like when he came from rehab and whatnot. But it was dope because you could, like, actually see him being reborn. But an old song I love by Eminem is Stan, because his fan, about the crazy fan and all that stuff. I love music that tells stories.
I have to say, my favorite artist have to be Wiz Khalifa. I actually had a chance to go to a Wiz Khalifa concert in Tinley Park. It was 2 years ago, and first real rap concert that I ever went to. What I like about Wiz Khalifa is he basically tells you, like, no matter who you are, like, you can live out your dreams to where you want to be in life. He has a quote that basically says, if your dreams don't scare you, then you're not dreaming big enough. And so that's one of the reasons why I like Wiz Khalifa. Now, most people say that his songs are basically about getting stoned and all that, but like, his real fans basically look past that.
Since we're on the topic of rappers and who influenced us, what happened to D4L? Like, when they came out with Laffy Taffy, like, girl, shake that Laffy Taffy. I'm looking for Mrs. Bubblegum. I'm Mr. G. I wanna da-da-da. Oh, cause you're so thick. Franchise boys, like, lean with it, rock with it, lean with it. I'm bounced in the club, so yeah, posted in the cut, and I'm looking for a butt. Yup, in my white tee, I break back and I keep a big bank. Oh, I think they like.
Basically, I want to know what happened to Coolio, because my favorite song growing up was Gangster's Paradise, and I really love that song because, I mean, granted, I can't relate to a lot of the things that they sing about, but it's just one of those songs that it's like a pick-me-up song, you know? So when you hear, been spending most of life living in the gangster's paradise. Hey, another song that I really liked was the song Tipsy. And I basically, when you hear teen drinking is very bad, yo, I got a fake ID though. Yeah. 2, 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. When you hear that, you want to get turned. Everybody in the club getting tipsy. Everybody in the club getting tipsy.
8104, Mike Jones, live at your door. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great. Got a couple of up in my ear, right? Like, he would just have his phone number in the song. And I remember when I was younger, when I would listen to the song, I would be like, okay, I'm going to call it. And at the time, I had, like, a little Nokia phone, like a brick phone, and I called it. And then, like, it wasn't a real number. Like, I had to learn. I was like, okay, this is not Mike Jones. Who? Mike Jones. Who? And it reminded me a lot of, at that time, reggaeton artists, because Daddy Yankee, like Daddy Yankee and other reggaeton artists started putting their names in the music too. So that's how, you know, hip-hop stemmed into reggaeton, because reggaeton is basically hip-hop in Spanish with the reggae beat. And I don't know what happened to Mike Jones. Like, is he still in Texas? Like, another artist who I'm like, what happened to him? I mean, I still see him from time to time on DJ Khaled's Snapchat, but Fat Joe, you know, he did a lot of songs, you know, with Ricky Martin or Thalia, or he worked with J-Lo and Big Pun. You know, Big Pun is one of the main, he was a Latino artist that was a rapper as well, you know, Don't Wanna Be a Player No More. And then it stemmed into Fat Joe making music too, like Lean Back. Like that's the only real song by Fat Joe that I can think of. And other than that, like, what happened to Fat
Nelly, like his old stuff, like Country Grammar, like when they came on in the summer, I'm going down, down, baby, Old Street in the Range Rover, street sweeper, baby, hot, ready to let it go, shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Puff, listen to it now, light it up and take a puff, pass it to me now, like
Down, down, baby, hot street in a Range Rover, sweet sweeper, baby, cocked, ready to let it go, shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Puff, pass it to it now. Light it up and take a puff, pass it to it now.
I'm going down, down, baby. Your street in a Range Rover, street sweeper, baby. Got ready to let it go. Shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Puff, into it now. Light it up and take a puff, pass it to me. And you can find me or St. Louis rolling under.
The music will continue to change just as the fans will. But at the end of the day, hip-hop is a unique genre that can unite fans both old and new. So thanks for watching the evolution of hip-hop and rap from the views of millennials.